What's up, boys and girls? Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Marauder Mini 2, and I'm going to compare it to the older Marauder 2, okay? So a little bit of apples and oranges comparison here. I will say I have put this one, the older Marauder 2, to some really good use. In fact, I don't know if that's going to show up on camera, but the USB-C port there is very corroded. And listen to this. Let's see if this works. I don't know if you can hear that. It's very gritty. I took this to the beach and the kids hunted sand crabs with it. I forgot to clean it, so this one's seen some love. But before we get into that, I do have a giveaway that is currently live. It's only got maybe 36 more hours on it. I'm gonna put a card right up here on the screen. I'm also gonna put a link in the description below. Go check that out, make sure you enter. The Mini 2 comes in a beautiful hard case like you see here. It also comes with a very robust lanyard. However, I can't tell you that I even have a light with a lanyard on it. So I'm sure for some of you that is important. For me, not necessarily. So it's gonna come in a couple different colors. This is that midnight blue color. It also comes in their orange color as well as black. It puts out 10,000 lumens, and in the flood mode, it'll do 270 meters. In the spotlight mode, 750 meters. I do have some nighttime comparison footage, and it's been a long time since I've actually had to take lights out to the pasture to get some real distance with them. Most of the time you guys are used to seeing me right here in the backyard shining, 100 yards or a little bit less to the barn building out back. This one we took out to the pasture, so stay tuned for that footage. And a couple different light modes for you here. So the ones that you're gonna be most used to is going to be, there's your flood with the spotlight in there. God, you can't even see the spotlight with so much flood in there. You can kind of see the reflection of it there on Old Jefferson. If I switch it over here, that's your red light mode. And then if I push down on this little switch here, that is going to go into flood only mode, all right? And that is on maximum brightness, so that's pretty damn bright, especially indoors. Now, if I take this other toggle here and I push it over to my left, it's going to give you a little work light, all right? So if I were to set this up right here, you can see it lights up this area. So if I was doing some work, just needed a little bit of light, this can probably be really helpful at deer camp. So that's a really cool feature. This dial here does control the brightness on even that little work light that you see under there. So if I change it back to the flood mode, you can see it controls the flood. And it also, let's see, work light and the red light. Ooh, that's sexy. Now we're seeing this more and more from Olight, and I like it, all right? So not only do you have their proprietary magnetic charging option on the bottom there, but there's also a port door right here. Pop that open, and there's your USB-C port, so it has two charging options. So there is a little bit of a size comparison for you there. Obviously, the older version is a little bit taller. It is also quite a bit more diameter to it. More lumens, more candela, more throw. So let's see some of that nighttime footage. First mode we're going to look at is going to be the flood mode. Now, pretty much washes out the backyard here. For frame of reference, that barn building that you see back there is 61 yards from where I'm standing, and when I review lights that have a more pronounced hotspot, it is 14 feet tall at the peak, which gives you kind of an idea of the size of the hotspot. Now, if I throw this up to the hotspot and flood mode here, you can see the size of the hotspot there. If you look way back in the darkness back there, you see that white thing right there on the edge of the trees? That is a steel target at 90 yards, and I can absolutely see it with no problem. And here we go to the spotlight only mode. Just an absolute laser beam shooting out through there. Look at this. Thing is crazy. Back to the flood mode. I'm gonna have to take this out into the pasture. This backyard just really doesn't do it justice. But before we do that, for comparison, here is the old Marauder 2. This thing is a freaking monster. Let's zoom this out a little bit here. All right, that is the Marauder 2 on its highest mode. Let me put the Mini back into flood only mode. And that is the Mini. That's the Marauder 2. Mini, Marauder 2. You can see it's a little bit warmer color temperature on the Marauder 2, and the Mini is a cooler temperature, so a little bit more blue back in the darkness back there. And then here are the spotlight modes on the 2. Now, the old Marauder 2 has this square spotlight mode, which I thought was kind of interesting. So again, you've got the Mini on the right, Marauder 2 on the left, And I will say the Marauder 2 looks brighter. All right, granted, it is a bigger light, okay? But you can see on camera there, the star field on the flag back there pretty well washes out. Now, some of that is just due to the warmer temperature of the beam. But look at that. All right, let's take these out to the pasture. It's been a long time since I've had a light worthy of the pasture, so I'm going off a little bit of memory here, and I'll look it up once I get back into post and start editing this video. But I believe this tree right here is 35, 36 yards from where I'm standing. That clump of trees back there is 65 or 70 yards from where I'm standing. And way back over here, you see that tree right there? That tree is about 160, 170 yards from here. And I can see it for sure, no doubt. This thing just absolutely lights up the entire pasture. So my fence line is way back there. See the fence line back there? That's probably 110, 120 yards from where we're standing. So that is the flood mode. That is flood with the spotlight. And that is spotlight only. There you can see the fence line runs back in there. That's my house up on the hill up there. All the leaves have fallen. You can see through the trees. So what a freaking monster this light is. All right, let's bring the old Marauder 2 out here and get off that stupid square mode. Goodness gracious. That is just the Marauder 2. I don't have the Mini faced out there. So that thing was this thing's even more of a monster. Look at those trees back there. All right, so that is the Marauder 2. And I'll move that out of the way. And that is the Mini. So look at those trees way off at 170 yards. Marauder 2, Mini. Marauder 2, I mean, God, that's a big difference. Mini. Gives you a frame of reference. Now, again, the Marauder 2 is a much bigger flashlight. So a little bit of apples to apple, or apples to oranges, but I think it's a good comparison. Let's go into the spotlight modes for each of them. So there is the Marauder 2 going up and down on that tree. And there is the Mini going up and down. Again, that's 170 yards from where I'm standing. So never cross your beams, right? And there you go. I kind of miss doing the pasture footage sometimes. I wonder if I should do more of that, even with lights that are, you know, quite a bit less powerful than these. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. So I'm going to put a link in the description below to where you can get this. Now, full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. All right. I do have a partnership with Olight. If you click that link, you follow through and you happen to purchase something, I get 10% of whatever you spend. So if you spend $100, that's just $10 less that Olight gets, and it comes to me instead. So if you appreciate all the giveaways, all the information I give you on the channel, the nighttime comparison footage, all that, I'd appreciate using that link. And that's it, guys. Again, link in the description below. If you like this kind of content and you like giveaways, jump in my newsletter. I do not spam you. I just let you know when these giveaways go live. There's a link in the description below. Appreciate your time watching. As always, I've got lots more content to come, and I'll see you in the next one.